So, Britney's been posting quite a few Christmassy and very festive posts on her Instagram recently, and it's just so nice to see her actually being happy and with that genuine smile back. And a lot of people have pointed out in the comments that they feel like she's getting back to some sort of true baseline of happiness that she had before all of this went down. And I think a lot of people are just so pleased to see that smile that is actually genuine back on her face. And yeah, she's definitely started to put up a Christmas tree earlier than most people, but why not when you're Britney Spears and you're free? And there hasn't been anything massively happening with Britney recently, and it is her birthday over the next couple of days on December 2nd, so there might be some new posts from her, but she's been a bit quiet over the past couple of days. But there has been quite a few mini stories, and some of them are quite interesting, especially the one surrounding the infamous Cassie Petrie, who is the one who has been in charge and posting on Britney's social media throughout the entire conservatorship, and some believe has been posting on Britney's behalf, maybe not without her full consent, we don't really know, but there was a lot of speculation back in June which kind of led her to post, and now she's come out saying that she is sick to her stomach by the way that she reacted to some of the stuff that she knew that was going on behind the scenes. It's all a bit weird, so we'll get into that. There's also been some new legal filings regarding robbing Greenhill. There's also been some Lady Gaga news with regards to Britney maybe working with her, or at least her team. Britney kind of hinted at maybe being on The Weeknd's new HBO documentary, and there's also been rumours going around that she may be on a new cover of Vogue. So since there's quite a lot to cover, let's just get into it. And just quickly before we get started, I'm trying to hit 2.5k by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button, and if not, thank you so much just for being here. Okay, back to the video. So first, let's just have a quick look at this story that Sam and her posted, where they were kind of raving in the back of the car to one of Britney's songs, which was just so cute. And Sam posted, "We got our own car karaoke," at James Corden, because, you know, he does the carpool karaoke. All eyes on us. His story also got on just to basically say how thankful he is every single day and wishing everyone a good Thanksgiving. He also kind of responded to some joke about going the speed limit, and then also showed the full view of Britney's Christmas tree, which is just so cute and so festive. And he'd also posted a story last week where he showed a lot of people coming in to help put it up, so I wonder how many people actually it took to put that up.
Alright, so this is...
Baby, this is not you at all to do cheesecake and pancakes and peanut butter. Like, who the fuck are you?
Thanksgiving is my favorite.
Who are you?
As a former member of the Chubby Boys
Baby,
Club,
no, this is not you. What are we doing?
This is 100% me.
So that was just another really cute little clip of them both joking around on Thanksgiving with what they had for dinner. But in the past 24 hours, Sam was actually spotted grocery shopping solo in Thousand Oaks after picking up two fiancé and fiancée cups, presumably to toast their new engagement, which Sam actually then went and posted on his story as well. Earlier last week, Britney was actually also spotted shopping by herself, but with her two bodyguards following a bit behind her in Bath & Body Works, and she's wearing some killer heels. Those look amazing on her, and it's just so nice to see her being able to go out and about like she should have been for these past 13 years, just doing small things like Christmas shopping. But one article that I have come across says Britney Spears' desire for revenge could ruin chances at freedom, says source. Insiders worry Britney Spears' bid for revenge against her family may end up ruining her chances at getting freedom. And I read this, I was a bit like, what are you talking about? But it goes on to say, insiders reveal Britney Spears' bid for revenge may end up ruining her chances at attaining freedom. Insiders made the claim that during their interview with Closer magazine and were quoted saying, while Britney's friends are horrified by what she's been through, they are worried that launching a high-profile case against her family is going to stir up more pain and trauma. They also went on to say they fear her bid for revenge could ruin her freedom and everything she's been dreaming of for so long. And to some extent, I can acknowledge where they're coming from, being that she is probably going to have to relive and keep going through some of her probably most traumatic parts in order to press the most appropriate charges against her dad. But I think even she feels, considering everything she said in court and both on her Instagram, she feels it will be much more traumatic to her to know that they got off scot-free. And a lot of people, in fact everyone who has been a victim of crime and wants to press charges, unfortunately has to relive the way that they've been treated and the trauma that they've gone through in whatever situation that would have been in order to get retribution, revenge, justice, whatever they feel like they need in order to move on and heal from the trauma that they've been subjected to by their abuser. And I don't think it's really fair to deny Britney the right to try and prosecute her father for all the horrible things that he did to her, just because from an outsider's perspective they might feel like it might bring up even more suffering to her, because presumably from what she's saying and what she's shown on her social medias, she's ready and willing to fight until the end, basically, to get what she feels her father deserves. And that is what she has said is jail. And I think we should all be supporting Britney's decision, whatever that is. The whole point of Free Britney was so that she could make her own decisions. So to go now and say that she shouldn't be making her own decisions, to fight the people that stopped her from making her own decisions, just seems ludicrous to me. I don't know, let me know down in the comments what you think. But back to Britney's social media, she posted this. I just shot a movie titled The Idol. It's guaranteed to have hits and a lot bright pics to put in my beautiful family's faces. I hope you guys are having a merry old jolly time, because I sure am. If I go quiet from time to time, you can catch me with this cat somewhere. And at first I didn't really know what she meant, and then it turned out that The Idol is actually a HBO documentary that The Weeknd is working on. As you can see, he posted about it on his social media, and the legitimacy to this kind of what I first assumed was a joke kind of increased when people noticed that Reza Fahim, apologies if I said that wrong, the creative producer for The Weeknd and his HBO show, actually followed Britney on Instagram after she posted this. And so a lot of people were kind of like up in arms thinking, oh my god, what is she gonna now expose her family for on this HBO documentary? But then this TMZ article came out saying that that isn't gonna happen, unfortunately. And sadly, it was all just a fan theory, but a very interesting one at that. And back to Britney in terms of the documentary that Netflix released, they actually came out and said that they have officially changed the Britney Spears documentary that they released earlier this year, with the official Netflix Twitter account saying, "It delights me to share that we have updated the text at the end of the Britney vs. Spears documentary." The clip that they have added to the end of the Netflix documentary says, on September 7th, Jamie Spears formally asked to be removed from his role as conservator and recommended the conservatorship to be terminated. Rosengart told the filmmakers, Jamie's abuses revealed in this film corroborate what Britney and I have said in court. Jamie Spears is toxic to the well-being of Britney and she deserves to be free. On November 12th, the court ruled to terminate the conservatorship, freeing Britney after 13 years. Britney posted on Instagram, "Best day ever." So that was really nice that they actually updated it to reflect the current outcome of the conservatorship. And let me know down in the comments what you think about that. But now on to probably the most interesting topic we're going to cover today, which is Cassie Petrie and her involvement with everything of Britney's social media. The Instagram account Framing Britney posted this. 3 of these people risk their livelihood and safety speaking out publicly, exposing those who hurt Britney. The 4th goes on social media to pretend she didn't know the abuse Britney was under, and plays the victim so people feel sorry for her in order to save her career. #FreeBritney. And that 4th person is Cassie Petrie. And she went and replied to all of these claims that have been kind of coming up out of the woodworks on her Twitter account, saying, June 23rd changed a lot of things for me. It made things clear. Kind of like what happened with Alex, who is the one who actually came out on the New York Times documentary explaining all of the bugging and the surveillance that Britney was going on her phone, on her iPad and in her house. She also said, "You're right, there are some things I regret and feel sick over. In fact, I still feel sick over some of it now. I felt stupid too for not believing the right things. I'm just trying to stay focused on the future though. Also, it has been addressed behind the scenes." And Britney the Stan, an official Britney fan kind of Twitter account, said, "Well good, you should feel sick over it. You helped uphold a human trafficking scheme, Cassie. You had many chances to do differently and you chose not to. I don't know if it was because of your own greed or what, but you don't get any passes here. You lied to our faces and want sympathy?" And to be honest, I fully agree with Britney the Stan, because she came out with a very long statement earlier after Britney's court testimony to basically deny and call all of it conspiracy theories, that she was behind in reframing some of what Britney was going through. And while she may have not been, altering what Britney was posting, she sure as hell could have maybe worked out, and obviously now is basically admitting to knowing some stuff that was wrong and she should have spoken out. And I just don't see how you could have all of these people on social media crying for her, her to step in and help and speak out about the injustice that she'd seen, and her flat out lying to everyone about it, but to now come forward because there's no way that she can hide, and it's maybe going to come out in some of the discovery work for further criminal prosecution against Jamie of his involvement with Cassie. And I don't think she did anything illegal, but she obviously knew that something wasn't right, which is exactly what she goes on to say in these posts. And the fact that she was primarily handling Britney's only means of communication with the entire world, considering we now know that all of her other phones and everything was being stopped from communicating with people that she wanted to reach out to know now that Cassie was handling her only means of communication with everyone that Britney cared about, or that anyone who cared about Britney, and to know that she was doing that maliciously hiding the abuse Britney was suffering is just awful to hear. Someone said, sadly she won't answer these because they're too direct and she can't bullshit her way out of them or answer in a way that is beneficial to her. And she replied to this saying, I'm not going to invade someone's privacy because somebody on Twitter won't stop harassing me. Sorry. And this person then went on to say, I'm going through Britney's IG and I'm noticing the pictures of the books you were reading and also posting on your personal page have been deleted. And she goes on to reply, 1. The Four Agreements is one of the most popular books of all time. 2. How the hell would I, a non-author of the Four Agreements, gain from somebody posting about the Four Agreements? I don't write books. And considering she works for a social media management company of pretty high caliber if they are managing Britney Spears' account, she doesn't know much about sponsorships in the way that the author of this book could have given her underhand payment for her to then post the book on Britney's social media profile. I'm not saying that's what happened, but to say, how would I gain from it? There's multiple ways that you could have gained from it. She also responded to someone saying, why don't you ever do your job and block troll accounts commenting and clearly breaking user guidelines on Spears' post? #Justice for Britney, which is actually a really good point. There's always trolls in the comments commenting on her look, saying that she still needs to be in a conservatorship, saying that now I know why she was in a conservatorship, when she just posts a silly goofy photo of her smiling or something. And her response to that was, for over a decade I've been having conversations with executives directly at social media platforms on how to improve them. A massive part of that conversation is bullying artists. I advise all my clients on how to use block tools, but the tools overall need to be stronger. Which for me is kind of just a load of bullshit, because she doesn't actually answer the question, she just completely ignores it and talks around it. Someone else said, Mona Lisa 81 calling out Cassie's spiteful work on Britney's IG. Cassie manipulates for cash to push an agenda. Cassie is a twat. We don't like Cassie. And she responds, I am truly curious, how much money do you all think I actually make? And what agenda am I pushing? And the majority of people speaking out against Cassie actually came after Britney posted this. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. And a lot of people felt like this just wasn't Britney, and that it wasn't something that Britney would ever say, and this caused a lot of backlash coming her way, and she actually had to put out a statement that we're going to take a look at now. So it starts off with, first and foremost, I absolutely adore the Britney Spears fan base. They are incredible, loyal and passionate about her. I admire them. I know everything they do and say is because they truly love her, which is why it's been easy for me to overlook some of the nasty comments that have been thrown my way over the years, because I know deep down it's all about love for her and one of the greatest pop stars of all time. Britney creates her own posts and writes her own captions for Instagram. She finds the Google images, Pinterest images, quotes, memes and everything else herself. Nobody is suggesting any of that stuff to her. She generally edits the videos herself. If a video she sends in is edited by her social media team, it's because she gave specific instructions and asked for it to be edited that way. Then she sees it and decides if she wants to post it or not. My work on Britney's social media post does not involve her conservatorship in any way. That's a court and a lawyer thing. Since when do digital marketing people have anything to do with things that courts and lawyers handle? The Four Agreements is one of the most popular self-help books in all time. Quit trying to make two women liking the same book a conspiracy theory, which we went over earlier was something that a lot of people had put two and two together with her posting on her own page. Britney was told about Repeal 50A and she decided she wanted to post it, which is in reference to quite a political post that Britney once made, which was kind of out of character for her Instagram timeline. Nobody forced her to push any narrative she didn't want to. Again, more assumptions with zero facts. I have never been to Hawaii with Britney Spears and didn't take any of the photos on her trips. I have my own life and I'm perfectly capable of having a vacation without a client. Britney has never paid me to go on any vacation with her, which was in reference to some of the pictures that looked like she was in the exact same hotel that Britney had stayed in and showed pictures on her Instagram of. She then goes on to say, however, there are a lot of inaccurate theories out there about how Britney Spears' social media operates, and I want to give as much information as I can without violating her privacy or mine. So she kind of is denying that anything bad from the social media side was going down, when now we know that everything she does was micromanaged to the T, insofar as there allegedly being listening devices in her room. So to think that her dad and all of her conservatorships weren't reviewing and monitoring and limiting what she could post on social media is just bullshit, and I think she now knows that and it's been called out. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this Cassie Patry accusations and bullshit. But now for some legal stuff. This just in, Robin Greenhill's been subpoenaed for deposition under oath in Britney's conservatorship case. And from everything I've read, a non-criminal subpoena, you can actually refuse to testify, as Lou Taylor did, without criminal charges being pressed by the court. It's down to the person who has actually subpoenaed you, which in this case would be Britney and Rosengart. So as regards to what Lou Taylor's next position would be, I'm not sure, because like I just said, it's down to Rosengart whether he wants to pursue criminal charges or somehow get her to testify. I'm not sure how they would go about doing that. Let me know down in the comments if you know. But this is regarding the subpoena of Robin Greenhill, who had worked by Britney's side for a lot of the conservatorship and presumably knows a hell of a lot that went on behind the scenes and is directly involved in some of it, including the financial mishandlings. Allegedly, don't come for me. Other rumours that have been going around is that Britney Spears will be getting her second Vogue cover early next year. Her first was back in November 2001, so that'll be really cool. And in terms of Lady Gaga news, Britney has been posting quite a bit. There's been at least 2 or 3 call-outs to Lady Gaga over her Instagram with that picture and this caption, "Why hello sexy lady, thanks again for your kind words. You've inspired me too and I'm in love with this outfit. You're my inspiration for the rest of the year and congrats on your amazing movie, Love B." And I've actually just realised some of the pictures that Britney posted with her in front of her Christmas tree was in a very similar, if not the exact same outfit as this. But this leads me on to the next bit of Lady Gaga news, which is rumours that Britney Spears is plotting a massive comeback with Lady Gaga's music team. The singer has previously hinted that she might retire from music entirely following her conservatorship battle, but now it's been hinted she is planning a huge comeback. Britney Spears is planning a huge comeback and enlisting the help of the same team who work with Lady Gaga. The 39-year-old has been churning out hits since she was just a teenager, with the debut single Baby One More Time being released in 1998 when she was just a 16-year-old. Britney is said to be planning an explosive final hurrah before potentially disappearing from the spotlight for good. The star is said to be in touch with Bobby Campbell, the music manager who has worked with 35-year-old Gaga since 2014, as she plans to record new music and hit the road. A source told The Sun she has a lot of respect for the working relationship Bobby has with Lady Gaga. Britney thinks they might make a good team. It is early days, but she feels there is a potential, which I think would be really nice if someone she now likes, knows and trusts has a working relationship with someone she presumably feels a lot more comfortable with them. And it goes on to say, the ideas that are being discussed include a greatest hits album with a new bonus track, live dates which are being seen as a farewell tour. Britney's own manager, Larry Rudolph, quit while working with the singer in July. Fans will be excited to learn Britney is planning to create new music and go on tour, but the suggestion this will be a farewell tour may be seen as bittersweet by many. And that is 100% true, because it feels like Britney has had the career that she maybe could have had and wanted for herself stolen from her. It's completely justified that she no longer wants to have anything to do with that industry. So the fact that she's even willing to go back and perform after everything she's gone through is just yet another sign of the incredible amount of strength that she has. And of course, while a lot of people would love to see her go back and perform more, I don't think it's just fair to expect her to do that after she's given up so much of herself and her life being somebody else for someone else. It's just not fair to expect her to carry on, especially after 13 years. I think as fans, and most people do seem to be on this same wavelength, the best thing her supporters can do for her is literally respect, support and uplift everything she does and everything she wants to do in the future. Whether that be going on tour or settling down with Sam and trying for a baby, which, considering how much family means to Britney and how much she has wanted to be a mum for so long and now we know has actually been stopped for, I would have no doubt if that was her priority. And I think she is truly and wholly justified in that being her priority. And although remaining in the limelight, I'm sure it's not one of Britney's priorities, if she does want to continue some sort of relevancy, not in the egotistical sense, just in the sense that she finds creativity fulfilling for her, she has said numerous times that music is her passion, maybe she could start her own show of being a judge, or even just have a podcast. Literally, I'm sure thousands of people would tune in to listen to her talk about maybe reviewing some of the latest music that is in the charts, or whether it just literally be about her day-to-day life. I know for a fact that thousands of people would literally just listen to her talk about anything and everything. And over the past 6 months, she has written quite a few creative little short stories underneath the captions of her Instagram posts. So maybe she could do a book of collections of little short stories. Again, I'm sure loads of people would just eat that up. So she doesn't have to put herself out there doing tiring day-to-day rehearsals of loads of different dance routines and touring the whole of the US, if not the whole world. I feel like she can still give what maybe she feels she owes her fans, which is absolutely not the case, without having to put herself out there completely and relive some of the trauma that she's gone through. But let me know down in the comments what you think. But just quickly back to working with Lady Gaga's management, this has actually been a rumour since July 5th, with the Freebritney account posting, Larry Rudolph is all but out as Britney Spears manager. Expect new management to be announced this late fall. We're hearing Bobby Campbell, Lady Gaga's manager, but cannot 100% confirm. Larry will act in manager role until the transition is complete. #FreeBritney. So this has been a rumour for quite some time now. But that's actually everything I have for you for this video, and thank you so much if you watched to the end. I'm trying to hit 2.5k by the end of the year, which kind of seems like we might do it, maybe even 3k if I keep pushing, but I'm not sure how likely that one is. But again, just thank you so much if you've watched it to the end, or if you've just been here at all. But presumably if you haven't made it to the end, you won't hear me thanking you. But anyway, thanks again so much. See you in the next one. Bye.
Say what you wanna say to me